Violent video games not dangerous. Prove that video games that happen to be violent are not dangerous to people is the very specific purpose. And you're probably wondering what this is called. Technology, opinions, and violence galore. Now, all of us have heard in times that video games cause violence. But where's the science to prove that fact? Now, I myself have been touched by this supposed fact by strangers, random sources on the internet, and even my own classmates and friends. Now, I want you to imagine this real fast. Imagine you're lounging around, you happen to be playing a less than peaceful game, or maybe you're watching the exact same for a show. Someone comes in and says, "Hey, you shouldn't be watching that, or you shouldn't be playing that." You ask why. They either give you a vague answer, or they said, "Oh, so-and-so said so," or "this person said that." Leave someone exasperated, flabbergasted, and even outraged that you can't be given a straight answer whatsoever. Now, in the end, video games, or violent video games in this case, for particular, are a way of learning and socializing and do not cause violent behaviors of people that have been previously believed. Now, a way to learn and socialize among peers and others while having fun with one another without being forced to go all over God's great earth. Now, the learning power of video games is strong. Games allow soft skills to be developed. Things like critical thinking and decision making, as well as teamwork. These are soft skills that are necessary later in life, and they can be easily accessed through various mediums. Two of these are Minecraft Education Edition and Nintendo Labo. Now, playing a video game has been studied and proven to work well with the learning process while reinforcing it for the student. This allows there to be a love, a passion for learning and development that will further push students to be better. Now there comes the socialization and the social distancing all in one. It's a no-brainer to see the world is in a state of panic. Well, there's the diseases going on, the toilet paper shortages, the political scandals left to right. It's no mystery, but kids and students still need to communicate even more than adults. And still need to have fun. Now, games can be played online, allowing social distancing and to socialize with others without having to be in the same room, household, and even in the same country. Now, humans are in need of being social with others. Obvious. Humans are social animals. The problem that comes with this is if one person is in quarantine and a household can't do much except idle around and wait a few weeks to be okay. I know this is true. I had to stay in the basement for 3 days without any interaction with my own family. Just waiting for a negative to come back for a COVID test. And we need to keep physical contact. But, sometimes just a video or voice call is just enough to be with friends and family. Maybe even playing a game, watching a show together. Maybe you just do a voice call or video call and you eat together. What matters most is to socialize when they're in quarantine. Now, violent video games do not cause the temptation of starting violence with adolescents. The juicy stuff that you all came here for. And science proves it wrong through a study by Andrew Przybylski and Netta Winston, both prominent in psychology, and shared it to the Royal Society to be published. It shows that British adolescents that there was no correlation whatsoever at all between playing violent video games and aggressive behavior. However, those of you wanting the out of video games do lead to violence and dangers and all that good stuff, they can. Harvard, the health department of Harvard to be specific, says that video games may have the effect of aggressive behavior increasing. However, to strike back at that, the effect is small. Very, very small. Unnoticeable even. So, no. Video games do not cause violence unless you force the exception to occur, which makes video games a third party, and you probably cause someone to do something illegal. Which means you're going to jail also. And to show that video games and crimes do not have any correlation with each other, I have made a chart. More of a line graph. The top one is to show the yearly sales of games. The second line shows the trends of violent crime specifically. Now, as you can see, the trends of video games have steadily gone up with awkward moments, but mostly because of other things happening. And the trends of crime have gone down with that. Maybe very subtle, but it's happening still. So, no, video games do not cause violent crimes. Now, in all, video games, regular video games specifically, and violent ones, do not cause supposed violence we hear all about, and actually provide a way to socialize and have fun with others. There's also the trend of video games going up and violence going down, which is also a fun story. There's more to it, but FBI says crimes are going down, so that works with me. And every day, there's always a new challenge. One that is difficult and hard to get through. No matter how big or small, there's always someone or something to help you through with that. I would like to thank everyone very much for listening and possibly even learning in this somewhat short speech. Is there any questions that you, the audience, would like to ask? Yes, you there.
Did you know that video games help with reflexes?
Yes, I did know that.
That's why I have good reflexes.
Any other questions? Yes, you there.
I'm just assuming you were talking to me. So if like you said it's a small chance for anger or like stuff like that to happen during video games, would it be possible for like more people to have that than others?
Yes, there is the bigger chance of others having it, but that mostly comes down to genetics and, you know, their personal backgrounds and histories that also blend into that. But it really comes down to people having more violent tendencies already, and the violent video games just happen to bring that out. It's like a trigger. Any more questions? No more questions? Then I would like to say thank you again, and I hope that you all have a very wonderful day.